Medicare is confusing on purpose. 4 parts, dozens of plans, hundreds of commercials and phone calls, and somehow you're expected to figure it out all on your own. Hi, I'm Ron Ray, founder of Turning 65 Solutions right here in New Braunfels, Texas. And today I'm going to break down Medicare Parts A, B, C, and D simply, clearly, and without the insurance jargon that you're going to hear from other agents, so that you actually understand what you're signing up for, because once you understand the big picture, everything else starts to make sense. Think of this as your roadmap. I want to give you a simple overview of Medicare itself, what it is, who it's for, how these 4 parts fit together. And once you see how the pieces connect, the rest of it just becomes a whole lot less intimidating. So let's get right into it without wasting time. Medicare Parts Explained. We're going to start with Medicare Part A. Medicare Part A covers your room and board in the hospital. Hospital services. Think of it this way. If you're admitted to the hospital and you spend the night, it's Medicare Part A. Now, you can spend the night in the hospital in the emergency room under observation care for up to 72 hours without being admitted. If you're not admitted from the emergency room services are covered under Part B, which we'll cover in a minute. But I just wanted to add a clarification there. You can spend the night in the hospital under Part B, but that's a emergency room observation care. Once you're admitted, then it falls under Medicare Part A. Pays for room and board in the hospital, hospital services, a couple other things we'll talk about in a minute. Now, Medicare Part A covers your first 60 days in the hospital, and all you'll owe out of pocket this year in 2026 is $1,736 for your first 60 days in. It's not $1,736 per day. It's one time for the first 60 days, $1,736. But that comes out of your pocket. Medicare's paying the rest of the bill. Now remember, I'm talking about Medicare only, not talking about an employer plan or a supplement or an Advantage plan, anything else, just Medicare, original Medicare Part A. That's called the Medicare Part A deductible. Now, folks, I want you to be careful with that one. That is not an annual deductible. That is per eligibility period. An eligibility period is 60 days. You can pay that several times per year. So how it works is, if you go in the hospital on day 1 and you're in the hospital, say 10 days, but up to 60, you're in the hospital, for our example, 10 days, you get out on the 10th day. For those first 10 days, all you're going to owe the hospital is $1,736 in 2026. But once you leave the hospital, the clock starts ticking on your Medicare eligibility period of 60 days. So if you stay out of the hospital for 60 consecutive days and you go back in on day 61, guess what? You pay that $1,736 again. So that is not an annual deductible. That is per eligibility period. You can pay that several times per year. But it's not a bad deal if you think about it. 60 days in the hospital, $1,736 out of pocket. Not too bad. You can bet pretty with pretty fair certainty that bill is going to be more than $1,736. It might be 100 times more than that, or 10 times more than that anyway. But all you're paying is $1,736. Now, if you need to be in the hospital for more than 60 days, you'll come down to this area right here. Oops. For days 61 to 90, now you are going to pay $434 per day out of your pocket for every day that you're in the hospital for days 61 to 90. That's a daily hospital copay, $434 in 2026. Now, at day 90, your Medicare benefits technically end. Medicare's kind of done paying, except that you've got now what's called your 60 lifetime reserve days. They're called lifetime reserve days because you only get them once in your lifetime, and once you use them, you don't get them back, right? And when you're in your 60 lifetime reserve days for days 91 to 150, now you're going to pay $868 per day copay out of your pocket for every day that you're in the hospital. $868 per day for days 91 to 150. And then at day 151, folks, guess what? You're out of benefits. Medicare doesn't pay a penny. You are on your own. Now, I don't really want to scare you with that. We don't see a lot of people down there. I've been doing this a long time. We've only seen a handful of people in that 151 day range, but it does happen. So it does happen, but it doesn't happen often. Most people are going to be in that in that day 1 to 60 range. Worst case scenario for a lot of folks is they'll pay that $1,736 2 or 3 times a year. But that's it. That's Medicare Part A. That room and board in the hospital. There's a couple of other things that it pays for that don't come up as often. Well, I can't say that. They do come up fairly often. It does pay for skilled nursing confinement. This is not long-term care. Stay in a nursing home, okay? Folks, this is a maximum of 100 days, and it's more like rehab. You have to be coming out of the hospital after at least a 3-day hospital stay, and you have to go into a skilled nursing home within 30 days of leaving that hospital. And when you do that, Medicare will pay for only the first 20 days. And they pay for the first 20 days at 100%. You don't owe anything for the first 20 days in a nursing home. After that, you're going to pay a daily copay for days 21 to 100. And that daily copay is $217 per day out of your pocket for every day that you're in the hospital. So it's oftentimes hospitals, they know how to work the system. When you get close to running out of hospital days at day 90 or day 150, they're going to kick you out and send you to the convalescent home. And they're not going to lose any more money on you. They're going to send you to the nursing home, and you're going to go to and start paying $217 a day. Now, you notice that's 100 days. So what does that coincide with? Another topic that we talk about a lot on this channel is long-term care. So a lot of long-term care plans have a 90-day elimination period. It's kind of like a deductible. It means the long-term care plan doesn't start paying anything until you've been in a nursing home for 90 days. The reason for that is keeps the cost of the long-term care premium down a little bit, but they also know that if you got Medicare is usually going to cover the first 100 days for you anyway, so we're usually okay. Also covers hospice. Now, hospice care, Medicare Part A covers hospice care at 100%. You don't pay anything, and it's totally different, and the hospice companies are going to take care of that for you. Even if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan that we'll talk about later, if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, Medicare Part A, original Medicare, comes in and does the hospice care. Medicare Part A also covers blood. You cover the first 3 pints of blood, and then Medicare covers after that. That's Medicare Part A. Medicare Part A is pretty simple. Just think about room and board. It covers room and board in the hospital, room and board for the first 100 days in skilled nursing care, covers hospice care. Now, that can be in a hospital, in a clinical setting, in a hospital, a nursing home, or a hospice home, or in your home. The location for hospice care matters not when it comes to Medicare paying for it, and it covers the first 3 pints of blood. Coming up next, we'll cover Medicare Part B in the next video. Stay tuned. We've got great information coming up for you. If you are in the New Braunfels, Texas area, the Texas Hill Country, Central Texas, San Antonio, Austin, Boerne, Kerrville, all of these areas, Seguin, San Marcos, all around the Texas Hill Country, we serve you. We're local. We're not telemarketers. We're local people. We're living, serving, and raising families right here in the same community. And we know the area, the landscape, the doctors, the providers, the dentists. We know the plans. Please give us a call, 830-217-6711. Look us up on the web at t65s.com. Also, we've got this great new book called the Medicare Owner's Manual. This is the 1961 edition. If you were born in 1961, guess what? You're turning 65 this year. This book speaks to you specifically. It's your owner's manual for Medicare, everything you need to know. Give us a call at that number, 217-6711, and we'll get you a copy of this book in the mail today. Until the next video, folks, we're going to cover Medicare Part B. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had a great experience. And if you enjoyed the information in this video, you found it helpful, give us a thumbs up down below. That helps YouTube get this video out to other people who are seeking the same information that you were today. And also hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button so you can be notified when we upload a new helpful video. So until next time, we hope you have a great day, folks. Bye.